Let me ask you a question. How many like to have control of the business? You want no control? And no control ever. So when I talk about so like when I'm prospecting people into my business or recruiting them, there's always two things I always talk about. Active prospecting, passive marketing. Now a lot of the classes that I have here, I never veer people away from the active prospecting. I talk about a lot about the passive marketing because it's a need in the market of people actually needing to know how to market and how to get attract people to them. So passive marketing is say I put out a video, a blog, an article, a banner, drop card. I put some type of material out there, some marketing material out there, and some unnamed individual reaches out, raises their hand, saying like, "Hey, I'm interested in what it is that your product or your service." That's passive marketing, where somebody you have no idea is saying like, "Hey, I want that. Can you please help me?" Okay. This is very, especially in the beginning, it's hard to control. I would say almost it's really difficult to control because you're doing a lot of testing in the beginning with your passive marketing. Active prospecting, you can control that all day long. Because people ask me all the time, where is it that I talk to people? And I'm like, well, there's different lead sources where you can talk to people. Going back to what I said earlier, but if you're looking for that acceptance and approval, then none of this really matters. So active prospecting you can control. I know you were talking about that earlier about going to networking groups, building relationship. That's, in my opinion, that's one of the most powerful ways to how you can control your business. Go to as many events as possible and start building those relationships right away. But especially my industry, I'm not looking to do this forever. I don't want to do this a long time, and it's not because I don't like people. Actually, I do like people, most people. I just but it's about working smart.
Don't be offended.
Yeah, I like most people. Half of these people in this room. But with passive marketing, this is something that you want to add to what it is that you're doing. You need something, especially with the internet, because the internet 365, 24/7, it never shuts off. So when you do this right, even though you don't control it, when you do this right, you can have people coming to you, on a daily basis. But in the beginning, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Now, say for example, when I create a video. Say for example, I created a video. Okay, I'm creating a video, and I want to put some passive marketing out there so I can get people to me. Now, for somebody who doesn't know me, I want to create an hour video and teach me exactly how to do it. Because if they don't know me, they're gonna look at that time and they're gonna be like, an hour? Yeah, I ain't got that. But the people who know me will actually watch that. So in the beginning, you may not want to do that. But if you were talking about being educational earlier, if you put like a 3 to 5, and that's basically how my videos were in the beginning, and they still are. I have a YouTube channel, blog, film, 3 to 5 minute videos. So if I was to create a video and say how to recruit people to your network marketing business, and I talk about 3 minutes on how to do that, they're going to watch that. People in network marketing watch that, how to market to employees if you're a network marketer. If people in network marketing, they're going to click on that, So, but it's only 3 to 5. It's only 3 to 5 minutes, So that's a way to get my brand out there fairly quick, But you got to be consistent with it. The thing is, people will create 10 videos and they'll quit, and they're like, well, why is it not working? It's like I got at least 500 videos out there. So, and then obviously they happen overnight, but that's just, chipping away at it every single day, just chipping. So like when people's like, well, I've been doing it for 3 months, and there was a woman I was speaking to probably about a month ago. I've been doing this for 3 months, why is it nobody, I was like, well, they don't know you yet. It's like, You know, like don't worry about you know, why you're not getting results right now. Or in my opinion, you know, because people are looking at the results. You know, it's like, okay, what are you doing to get the results? Well, you know, I did a video 2 weeks ago, and you know, it didn't bring anything in for me. It's like, well, you got to keep on doing it, because it's like, as any entrepreneur or a small business, you have to understand that you got to put, you know, you're gonna put in the work first, and then over time, it's gonna start working for you.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're not consistent, it's the same thing like if you were trying to lose weight. It's like, you know, I go to the gym and I'm trying to lose weight, and after 10 days, I didn't reach my goal of losing 50 pounds in 10 days. It's like, oh, it don't work. The gym don't work. You know, so it's like, well, you only went 10 days. Like, what did you expect? I know you see stuff on TV all the time. You just pop a pill, and all of a sudden, voila, you know, you lost 50 pounds. I mean, it's just not. You know, that's not. You have to think long term. So
Yes.
when I'm talking about controlling your business, like you definitely have to active prospect. Always active prospect. You know, there's people like you know, when you know, I did a blog post the other day how I said how I recruited 5 people into my business in the last 7 days. And one of the questions that they asked me was like, you know, where did you you know, find those people? Like, you know, how do you find those people? And the majority of them were through active prospecting. You know, it wasn't even through my passive marketing. It was just through me going out there and talking to people. You know, and I'm not, and the reason, what I didn't, what I said left out, but I didn't say that. You know, I recruited them in 5 days, but I had them. You know, I had got some of them through my marketing. Some of them, like 1 or 2, I think, through my marketing. But I had built a relationship with them through my marketing a couple months before. You know, they say the people you talk to, you know, now is what you're planting the seeds. Is who you're gonna talk to. You know, this who's gonna end up converting your business later, right? So if you're not active prospecting, like when I talk to people, if they haven't prospected anybody, you know, I can tell you the future. Well, you're gonna get 0 sign-up fees.
Sure.
You know, it's just not a no-brainer. You know, if you're prospecting, especially in my industry, if you're prospecting, I would say less than 9 people a week, I mean, can you build a business? Yes, but it's gonna be super slow. You're not gonna get the results that you're looking for. You know, so if you're serious about your business, take control of it. Do a lot of active prospecting. You know, this can be online or offline. You don't have to go to networking events. You can be through Facebook. You know, I mean, there's a training I did on my blog where I talked about the Facebook prospecting system, where you just reaching out to individuals every single day, start building up relationships and talking and prospecting them, and seeing if they're open to events out there, open to making money. That's not about it. However you want to script it. Because, I mean, like I have scripts, you know, even on my blog, I have scripts, you know, how to talk through all that stuff. But it doesn't, I mean, in my opinion, with my experience, like it doesn't work, one, obviously if you're being robotic and you're reading the script. On a side note, you know, we were on my, it's neither here nor there, it just made me think about it. On a side note, I was teaching my kids some plays and for basketball. You know, we have a team. I was teaching them some plays on basketball, and they're being robotic. I'm like, listen, in a game, you know, you can't be robotic and think that it's gonna, you know, that you're gonna get results. You know, you have to flow with it.
Yeah.
So like with the script, you know, you practice your script, but you don't read the script, you know, word for word. But people can hear that. People can hear it in your voice. People know what you're saying, all that stuff. So scripts work, yes, but it has to be, you know, you natural flowing, right? So, So with the active prospecting, you want to be sure that, you know, and I always suggest if you're part-time, and I'm talking about network marketing, but this can happen in any business, you know, you have to talk to people part-time, 2 to 5 people a day. If you're full-time, 5 to 10 people a day, and you know, and this can be through Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram now. There's YouTube, you can do that, Twitter. There's different methods out there where you can talk to people. Like even if you're not able to go out to a networking group, you know, every single day, you know, say that you have a 9 to 5, and you got it, you know, you're on your job for that 9 to 5. You can cut out an hour, 30 minutes, and go to the social media platforms and just reach out to 2 to 5 people every single day. If you do that every single day, you will build a business. You know, but the thing is, people, you know, for some reason they're scared to talk to somebody. You know, they're looking for that acceptance and looking for that approval. And once they start looking for that acceptance and approval, then you're basically lost. You know, you're gonna lose. You're good. You will. You know, I like what Gary Vaynerchuk says. And as an entrepreneur, you know, it's like the UFC. You're gonna have losses. You're gonna get some L's. But if you don't want to win at all, you know, look for the acceptance, you know, and approval, and you know, be okay with, you know, do the ridicule instead of getting and you'll really will struggle. So usually what I do is I would bring up, you know, I really didn't want to beat the lead generation and the you know, the traffic strategy, all that stuff, because I think all that stuff is important. I mean, in my opinion, it's important because you do have to, you as a business owner, you have to think long term. You have, you know, I mean, Facebook has evolved, you know, all the social media have evolved, all that stuff. But the thing is, like, the connection with the human being will always be the same. That's why, you know, even in direct sales, you know, especially in this business, people are going to buy from who they know, like, and trust. You said earlier about, you know, meeting somebody maybe 2 years from now, you know, having that relationship, and that's what it's about. The problem is that, you know, people have this compare-itis thing where, you know, they don't understand that somebody may has, you know, $1 million earner or something like that has been in the business 16 years, and they've talked about what's happened in the last 30 days. You know, so when somebody's brand new into the business, what ends up happening is like, they're like, oh, 90 days, okay, well, I can do that. Not knowing that the person that has 16-year experience has developed a skill.